My name is Carrie and welcome to Sushi Chef, the company where high quality meets deliciousness. I use Sushi Chef Japanese products to make easy to prepare meals that you can make from the comfort of your own home. Follow us on our cooking adventures by subscribing to this channel and clicking the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Our social media is linked in the description box below. Today, we're making panko chicken, a delicious breaded chicken dish that is crispy on the outside and tender and juicy on the inside. If you're ready for the video, let's get started. Here we have all of the ingredients and appliances we will need for our first step, which is cutting up the chicken breast. To make panko chicken, you want to use a skinless and boneless chicken breast. Each serving should be about 1/4 pound to 1/2 pound. First, we're going to wash the chicken breast in water for a few seconds and dry it off with a paper towel. Then we can start cutting. So the first thing we're going to do is flip over our chicken breast. We're going to cut off any pieces that we don't want as part of our breast. For example, something like this piece of fat is not something we want as part of our dish. You might not ultimately get an even side here, but that's okay because the most important thing is that you're getting rid of the sections you don't want. Now that we've cut off all of our unwanted pieces, let's flip over our chicken again. You can see that this chicken breast is pretty thick, so we're going to want to cut it in half horizontally to make it thinner. We want to make our chicken breasts thin so that they cook pretty quickly, but they're also very juicy and tender on the inside. A thick chicken breast won't achieve that for us. So let's lift up our chicken breast and start cutting horizontally in half. Take it slow here. You really want to make sure that both sides are equally as thin. These don't have to be even or perfect. All you want to focus on is getting equally thin pieces. If one piece is better than the other, don't worry about it. Alright, now I have 2 pieces. Obviously, I like this one better, so I'm going to use this to make our chicken breast. This side can still be used though. We can just fry it up. Next, we're going to put our chicken breast in a Ziploc bag to prepare for our next step, which is pounding our chicken breast with a mallet. The reason why we put this chicken in a Ziploc bag is so that when we are pounding it, it contains the mess. And there we go, our chicken is ready. You want to use the soft side of the mallet to pound the chicken breast. We have our chicken breast in a Ziploc bag, a mallet, and a ruler. We're using our cutting board again, just for a surface. A mallet is a perfect tool to pound the chicken breast. If you don't have a mallet, you can use the flat side of a small frying pan. The reason why we're pounding this chicken breast is to break up the muscle fibers in the breast. That makes the breast even more tender. You want to pound the chicken pretty hard so you get a nice tender chicken breast. The most important thing is that the chicken breast is thin, no more than 1/4 inch thick. If it's too thick, the inside of the chicken won't cook through and might even be raw in the middle. If it's too thin, the chicken breast will fall apart when we're dipping it in our ingredients or frying it. So for our next step, we have 3 dipping stations. One with flour, one with eggs, and one with Sushi Chef Panko. I'm using medium-sized shallow bowls. You can also use a plate for the flour, but I would recommend using bowls for the eggs and panko. The first thing we're going to do is pour 1/2 cup of flour into our first dipping bowl. Mush it around so it's pretty even throughout the bowl. Next, we're going to crack 2 eggs. I'm using extra large eggs. You want both the yolk and the egg white. Now use a fork to whisk up the eggs. You should start to get a yellow mixture. This is what we want when we're dipping. Whisk until you have a liquid and there is no more egg yolk left. Lastly, we have our Sushi Chef Panko. We're going to pour 2 cups in. Alright, Now we're ready to dip our chicken breasts. Let's start with the flour. Put one side face down and pat it a little bit. Then gently take the sides and do the same thing with the other. All of your chicken should be covered with flour. If you see sections that aren't, just flip over and do the process again. This is a kind of side we're looking for. Okay, this looks pretty good. Now let's transition it to the egg. We're gonna do the same thing here by dipping each side one at a time. Make sure the egg has really latched on and then flip to the other side. This is where your hands will really start to get sticky. The reason why we dip the chicken breast in flour first is so that we have something for the egg to latch onto. If we just put the chicken breast in egg first, it wouldn't stick as well. Make sure each side is completely drenched, and then we'll transfer over to the panko. Now our last step is to transfer the chicken into our egg mixture. Hold the chicken over the egg for a little bit so that any egg residue falls off. When you think most of it is gone, transfer it to the panko. Now gently pat and switch sides. Now we have a beautiful covering of our Sushi Chef Panko on top of this chicken breast. Flip it over again to make sure you've really covered each side. All right, this looks great. We're ready to start frying. Now we're ready for our next and final step, which is frying up our panko chicken. We have canola oil, a spatula, prongs, and a medium-sized frying pan. You can also use vegetable oil if you don't have canola oil. The first thing I'm going to do is heat up our pan to medium heat. Then I'm going to add canola oil. You should add enough so that there's about 1/4 inch of canola oil in your pan. When the oil is hot, we'll transfer our panko chicken into the pan. The reason why we're using so much canola oil is so that our chicken gets fried everywhere. We don't just want the bottom and the top of the chicken to be fried, we want the sides to be crispy too. Every so often you can use your prongs to pick up our chicken breast to see if our side is golden brown. If it's not, just keep frying. Our goal is that the side of our chicken breast turns golden brown. If it's browning too quickly, turn your heat lower. If it's not browning very fast, turn your heat up. You can also apply pressure if some areas of your chicken breast are not browning as fast. When you're turning, use your tongs and your spatula. Beautiful. This looks so good. The aim of our chicken breast is to make it crispy on the outside, but tender and juicy on the inside. Alright, now that our chicken is done, we're going to move our chicken to a plate. Make sure you have a paper towel under it. I'm so excited to try this panko chicken. All right, let's cut our first piece. Ooh, I can already feel how crispy this is. Ooh, yum. That looks so nice and tender on the inside, but I can really see how crisp this is. All right, let's give it a try. Wow. The first thing I taste is how crispy the panko is. Wow. What's amazing is I even kind of taste this subtle bready flavor of the panko. But what's so nice is that as I was eating, I felt the juiciness and the tenderness of the chicken also. I'm so glad this dish worked out. It tastes delicious and I can't wait to have this for dinner later. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I had so much fun making this delicious panko chicken with the Sushi Chef Panko. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to become a Sushi Chef foodie to see more cooking videos like this one. I'd also love to hear your suggestions for future videos. That's it for today. See you next time.